Am I the asshole for telling my husband he was cleaning the toilet wrong? I, 30F, asked my husband, 31M, to clean the toilet because I'm pregnant and throwing up often. For a variety of reasons that are equally our fault. The toilet in our master bathroom has gotten quite gross, though we have kept the guest bathroom cleaned. I was frustrated that he didn't do it yesterday like he said he would. I've thrown up in a gross toilet twice since he said he'd clean it, so I nagged him to do it today. I'm in our room, so I'm like 10 feet from the bathroom and hear him immediately start scraping the bowl with a pumice stone. I interrupted him and told him he needs to scrub it with the toilet brush first to get like the gunk off first, and that the stone is for stains, kind of like how you would wipe crumbs off a counter before scrubbing any gunk with a scouring pad. He got annoyed and said, "I know how to clean a toilet." I told him with how dirty it is going right in with the pumice is gonna get it all nasty, and that he should do toilet brush first then the stone. I often find that he doesn't seem to know basic housekeeping skills, but instead of taking my advice he insists he knows what he is doing. For example, sweeping the kitchen before wiping off the counters, or doing the stove before the microwave and the microwave bits getting on the cleaning end stove. He uses the wrong settings on the washer or dryer and frequently forgets to clean the lint trap. I don't judge him for not automatically knowing these things, we all had to learn at some point. But he gets so defensive when I suggest there are better, cleaner, more efficient, safer ways to do certain household chores. Mind you, these had been primarily my responsibility since he works more. I am not currently employed, and before that he contributed more to the household financially even when I did work. But he is having to pick up some slack because this pregnancy is kicking my ass. I feel like maybe I can be too harsh, but I also was very explicitly taught how to clean. I had a rotating chore list of about 2-3 hours of daily chores, including everything from sweeping, mopping, bathrooms, laundry, kitchen deep clean, etc., and he was not. I wish he would defer to my expertise instead of just doing it wrong and insisting it's fine and he knows what he is doing. Edit to add. Yes, the toilet was dirty, but not to the point of the pumice being necessary. In my opinion, cleaner and a scrub brush would have sufficed. Kind of my point to my husband that he should have used a scrub brush first. For those curious about why a pumice stone would ever be necessary, we have very hard water that can stain the porcelain around the waterline of the bowl, not stains from the toilet being dirty per se. Never had to edit twice, but pregnancy brain jumbles my thoughts. Overuse of a pumice stone on porcelain causes damage. Using it gently to spot clean the water ring stain is fundamentally different from using it to clean the whole bowl. I didn't make that clear and should have, because a trend I'm seeing in comments is people asserting it is an issue of personal preference. In all my 30+ years, I have never used a pumice stone on a toilet. Seems perfectly white to me. I guess I am a pig. I just googled it. It's for hard water staining? You do 2-3 hours of cleaning a day? Flushed. It sounds like you have very different standards of cleaning. For the sake of an easy life, for both yourself and your husband, you should consider a regular cleaner for those jobs you are currently unable to do. Nah. You have different ways and standards for cleaning. You come off as overly critical and a nag for several of your examples of what your hubby does wrong. However, cleaning the entire toilet with a pumice stone is just going to damage the porcelain. So, hubby is wrong about that. This is such a long post about cleaning a toilet. Being pregnant is hard work. I'm sure you and your partner will move past this. Are you intentionally grinding the glazing off of your toilet with a stone? If you buy a new toilet, with intact glazing, and never abrade the porcelain again, you'll probably have an easier time keeping it clean. Am I the asshole for calling my stepmom out for making my graduation weekend about her and my cousins? I, 24F, am graduated with my master's in applied math from Florida State earlier this summer. This degree was so grueling, and I am beyond relieved just to be done. I decided to invite my mom, dad, stepmom, his wife, and my aunt, uncle and cousins from my mom's side of the family. A little background. I believe my stepmom is a narc, because of how she always behaves around me. She used to always put me down when I would fail at something, like not making NHS by 2 GPA points in high school, and was constantly comparing me to my cousins, dad's nephew and niece whom she is practically obsessed with, and her one nephew who was salutatorian. She would constantly take stabs at picking on me every time I'd visit, going as far back as when I was a kid. Well, graduation weekend rolls around and stepmom texts me saying she would be making dinner reservations for just her, my dad, and I at some fancy restaurant in town. I told her that was nice of them, but I would not be getting dinner with anybody as that Friday I had to work in the morning, get my hair done in the afternoon, and then get ready before the ceremony that night. And the next night I would be hosting a soirée in my apartment, my first place all to myself, and inviting everybody from work as well as my friends in the area. Stepmom immediately wrote back claiming that I made my dad upset and that it wasn't fair to them after they would have to drive 8 hours just to make the ceremony. I told her sorry, but my plans are firm, but you both are still invited like everybody else is. Once they roll into town, I stop by their hotel to say hello and my dad hugs me and tells me he understands about my party and not to worry about the dinner. Stepmom, however, was fussy the whole time she didn't get her way. We went up to their hotel room to catch up and enjoy some wine, and my dad starts talking about how proud he is of me that I'm graduating with this degree and with a high GPA. I told him thanks for being so supportive. Then stepmom immediately chimes in and starts talking about my cousins. She mentions that my female cousin, call her, J, is doing so well at her nursing job and is already up for a promotion. She then mentions my male cousin, A, got a high-paying job and is still doing stuff with his frat. She then continued to blabber on about how they're so smart and accomplished, are such great athletes, and always made high marks in school because of how dedicated and smart they are. I told her that's great and good for them, only for her to suggest I start being happy for others in addition to myself. I responded, I'm sorry, but are A and J graduating with a master's degree this weekend? No? You need to stop hijacking my graduation weekend from me and stop making it about them and you. Her face got red and she started getting defensive, claiming I am just jealous and creating problems, with my dad joining in with her. I then told them to knock off their nonsense, but am I the asshole here? And #X200B. You definitely are not the asshole. You handled it perfectly. Your stepmother was manipulating the conversation to divert your father's attention from you. She is narcissistic as can be, as you well know. Too bad your father doesn't see it. And congratulations on getting your master's. Absolutely not the asshole, and don't let her or anyone make you believe otherwise. This is your graduation and your time to shine. If she wants to be with your cousins and do what she wants to do, then she can see herself out. Better yet, just uninvite her. Not the asshole your stepmother is jealous of the love and attention you get from your dad. How pathetic. Congratulations, I hope your party is fun. Maybe next time remind her that those are not her accomplishments. Your accomplishments are certainly yours though. Congratulations on your degree and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. You are definitely not the asshole. Not the asshole. She's the jealous one.